distinct from a hard enrage timer, and to give you some examples of the two different types, I'm going to use a couple of bosses from the Naxxramas raid instance in World of Warcraft. Probably the most well-known example of a hard enrage timer in gaming was the Patchwork Abomination boss in the Naxxramas raid. If after a certain time limit had expired you had not killed him, he would basically go berserk and start doing like 300% damage, which would either one-shot kill your tanks or would drain the resources of your healers trying to keep the tanks up very, very quickly. And basically, he would just kill everybody. That's a hard enrage timer. The last boss in Naxxramas, the Lich Kel'Thuzad, was a classic example of a soft enrage timer. Unlike the Patchwork boss, there was no condition where you had to kill him within this time limit or he would just kill everybody. It was a lot more subtle than that. During the course of the fight, while the majority of the raid were dealing with the Lich himself, additional monsters would spawn which couldn't really be killed and just had to be picked up and handled by a second tank, an off-tank. The thing is, the longer the fight went on, the more of these things would spawn, and eventually the off-tank would just get overwhelmed. Or the healers would get overwhelmed trying to keep the off-tank up, but one way or another, the off-tank was going to die, and then they would go for the healers, and then they'd go for and kill everybody else. So, there's no time limit on dealing with a soft enrage timer. It all depends on how good you are, how tough you are, how much resources you have, but eventually, you're going to get overwhelmed. And that's what the game is doing to us now.
The Inquisitor's strength yet holds. Brother Purifier, I require insight into the mission's next phase.
Vakir has begun a ritual of banishment. When it is at its apex, I will purge the demon, and the Inquisitor will attempt to maintain her psychic connection with its departing spirit. In theory, she may sense its trajectory past the veil. If we dare pursue that signal into the warp, we may find the garden and locate Drago before it's too late.
The odds of survival.
The odds are irrelevant, Dominus. Only in death does duty end.
Yeah. There are now too many Bloomspawn events occurring for me to deal with all of them. Hell, there were already too many Bloomspawn events occurring for me to deal with all of them, but I could at least deal with most of them in each Bloomspawn event window, and now I can't even deal with half of them, and there are more and more of them coming thicker and faster every couple of days. I'm going to get overwhelmed. Pretty soon things get to the stage where you have almost nothing but wounded Marines to send into missions trying to keep a lid on things, and you just can't sustain this tempo of operations. Inquisitor Vakir, we need to get this shit done, and sooner would be much, much better than later.
The Edict rides beneath this pressure. We cannot hold.
We must. The ritual is nearly complete.
Embrace the grandfather's wisdom, Carver. You see it? We are one.
And so forever we shall remain. Cadex Ilkarian of Systemonius, I give myself to you willingly. Take my spirit.
Vakir!
Whoa, 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 wait, time out. This was never part of the plan. Inquisitor, what the fuck did you just do?
You were right to doubt me, Ektar. A demon's essence cannot be tracked past the veil, but mine is now bound to his. I will blaze a path for you to follow.
You sacrifice yourself, you are doomed to an eternity of torment.
I doomed myself the moment I set foot on this ship. Now, the Grandfather calls. I must answer. I am his.
Right.